Hi, I'm Steve Dudash, IHT Wealth Management. Welcome to this week's Wealthcast. All right, this one's important. Congress is passing a law that's going to affect basically all of us. It passed in the House, like 99% of the people voted yes on this. So literally both sides of the aisle all voted yes on it, which doesn't happen for anything, which means it's probably going to pass and become a law here in the not so distant future. But here's the short version of what it is. Everyone who owns an IRA, when you turn 70 and a half, you had to take what are called required minimum distributions. Again, there's a little caveats on it, but in general, you had to take required minimum distributions on your IRAs, which means you had to take money out, you had to pay taxes on it. That was at age 70 and a half. Well, that's moving to 72, so that's a good thing. We can all defer our taxes a little bit longer on it. The flip side, though, is kind of bad. A lot of people like myself, estate planners, financial planners, we would take your IRAs and we would say, don't give it to your kids, you know, Mr. 70-year-old person, don't give it to your kids, give it to your grandkids. And the reason being is when you pass away down the road, it'll go to someone who's so much younger than you that they get to take that money and stretch the taxes out over their entire lifetime. So instead of having to take the money out in, say, a 3 or 5 year period, that 10-year-old grandchild could pay taxes on that IRA over the next 70 years, which was greatly stretching out, which is why they call it stretch IRA, stretching out the taxation on it, allowing that person to have so many more years of tax deferred growth. Well, the government is eliminating that, or it looks like they're going to eliminate that. Now you'll only be able to take it out over a 10-year or less period. And so that 10-year-old who inherits it, instead of stretching the payments out over 7 years, is now stretching out it over 10 years, which is greatly increasing the taxation of that money. Why this is really important, guys, is a lot of people were doing this over the years. If you did this, it might not make sense anymore for that grandchild to be the beneficiary, which means you need to be looking at your beneficiaries on all of your IRAs, all your 401ks, anything that's tax deferred, any retirement accounts that you have. You should be looking at, who did I really put the beneficiary on, and does that still make sense given my situation and given what tax laws are likely about to be. Don't forget, this is an important one, because if you don't do that and then you pass away, you can't change it at that point. And there's disadvantages to a 10-year-old receiving an IRA, as well as some of the taxation advantages that used to be there. So let's talk, call, email, text, whatever, when you get some time. This one's an important one, guys. Don't forget, if the tax law changes, which it looks like it's going to, it's really a good idea for anyone to look at who their beneficiaries are and does it still make sense given their situation. Call me, email, text, whatever. We'll talk. Have a nice weekend. Take care.